binoculars, welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates. We start with Abde Ezalzouli as the Barca youngster is determined to stay amid interest, cutting short vacation to join pre-season. We are going to be discussing on that as we move ahead. Then, secondly, talking about Alejandro Bade, as Barcelona are reportedly calm about renewals of the prodigious La Masia player. Agreements are almost being sealed. We are also going to be discussing on that. So, guys, as we get right into the stories in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Barcelona winger Ace Abde is extremely determined to convince Xavi Hernandez that he can be a useful resource next season and that he can compete for a place in the first team as well, reports Roger Torello via Mundo Deportivo. The journalist adds that in order to convince Xavi and earn a place in the team, the young winger is willing to cut his holidays short. The 21-year-old has holidays for at least 2 more weeks following his involvement in the Under-23 Africa Cup of Nations this month, but he is set to return on Monday so that he can be a part of the preseason squad and go to the United States. Abde, 21, spent the previous season on loan at Osasuna and enjoyed an impressive campaign there. This is because the winger went on to make 34 appearances for the team across all competitions and returned with 6 goals under his belt. Given his performances, Abde has attracted a lot of interest from across the continent, with Mundo Deportivo claiming that teams from the Premier League, Bundesliga, and even Juventus from Serie A are willing to bet on him. Additionally, fellow La Liga side Real Betis are also eyeing the young star. For now, though, Abde only wants to take advantage of the pre-season to show his manager how resourceful he can be. More importantly, even Xavi wants the young star to continue, as iterated by Joan Laporta in an interview with La Sportiu. Laporta said, "The idea is for Abde to be in the first team. Xavi has told us that he wants him, and I am very happy about that. First for him, because he is a cheeky player, and when he was with us, he did very well. The stage in Osasuna has gone very well for him in his training. He's a very young lad and doing well," Laporta said. Second, because it connects us with Morocco. Barca is a global club and it is good for us to have a Moroccan player. He's a talented player who did very well in the Under-23 Africa Cup of Nations, being the captain. I'm very glad that he won and that he came with enthusiasm. He will join on the 17 and I am very happy to have him in the first team with us, added the president. If Abde does indeed continue, it must be noted that he will have to fight for a place against Ferran Torres and Ansu Fati. Of course, Ace Abde's future still remains open for debate. Personally, for me, Abde should stay. This guy have quality, and I think if Abde is sold, it makes no sense. Like seriously, it makes no sense. This is a guy he went out on loan and proved to Xavi that he is a player that he can be counted upon. I want to believe that Barca sent certain players on loan last season to ensure that they can prove the manager that they can be resourceful. And I believe that Abde was the best performer for Barca on loan this past season. And of course, I just hope that all this talk from Laporta is not just word for mouth. It should be put into action because Laporta openly said that he loves the player and he's a very good player. And he have confirmed that Xavi wants to keep him if there is a way. And I believe that way should be there because I think Abde is a player that even if the Ferran Torres and whoever they call it, Ansu Fati is there, I think he can come and he can still be the starter because let's just assume that Ferran Torres' form is still the same or Ansu Fati's form is still the same. Then how on earth do you think this guy of this great form, the player that we know in Ace Abde, the quality he has shown in the past couple of months, What makes Xavi or some people think that he will not come and bench those other two players if that bad form of the duo continues this season? I believe he can. I believe if he comes to this preseason and performs so well, why wouldn't Xavi continue to rely on him as his first choice left winger? Because honestly, the other players have been out of form, except they come to next season with a change of mentality and change of form. I think Abde should be counted upon as one of the first team players next season. That's just my own opinion. You can also leave your comments down below. Then moving on to the next story of discussion. Barcelona are working so hard on player exits, but they have certainly not forgotten about their home ground talents, and if a report from Mundo Deportivo is to be believed, the contract renewals of Lamine Yamal and Alejandro Balde are pretty much sealed. Journalist Fernando Polo writes for the news outlet for the Blaugrana management wants to tie the two players into a long-term deal, and they are extremely calm about the situation, mostly because the player wants to say. Balde has a valid contract with Barca till 2024, and the player has already closed an economic agreement with the team through his agent Jorge Mendes. The team from Catalonia has been trying to extend its deal for several months now, but failure to comply with the league's wage rule means the event was always postponed. Given the situation, there have already been several approaches, but the player is simply not interested in an exit. As for Barca, their idea was to tie him up till 2027 or even 2028 if possible. And the last conversation between Matteo Alemany and Mendes ended with a renewal agreement. The Blaugrana will make the news official soon as they are cleared from their ongoing financial fair play problem. As with Yamal, the negotiation has not reached its conclusion as with Bade, but there is growing sense of belief that everything is well on track and he will sign a new contract that will keep him at the club for 3 more years. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time. Bye-bye.